All right. Today we're cleaning some pens. I have this machine that I bought and have been using. It came with a bunch of other accessories and even instructions, which I have put someplace safe. Originally I bought it because I got this pen completely caked in gummy old ink and didn't know what else to do with it. In several cycles in this ultrasonic cleaner, clean this pen up. Today I'm going to be taking some things, nib, this feed, all of these pens, this thing, and cleaning it. I'm going to be taking a bit of a process here. These pens are piston fillers for the most part. So I'm going to be cycling some water through the piston fill mechanisms to clean them out, and then tossing them in. This is the converter, feed, nib section, grip, whatever, from a Lamy pen. And what I'm going to do is get this all prepped, load it in this machine, and clean up my mess. You can see there's ink everywhere. Someone had a good time. So, starting with a pint of water, I will suck that up and spit it into here. This will be for wastewater. And then we'll see where that leaves us. Matter of fact, I'm going to maybe put some water in our wastewater bin here for swirling purposes. Not swirling, swirl in, abbreviated, silent J. That's basically what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to pause. I'll bring you back. All right. Lamy pen is completely disassembled. I have the converter filled with some water. This is just tap water. There are different solutions you can use. I'm not that fancy. Got a bunch of other pens to add to this. I'll pause and bring you back. 3 Junlai 630s, cleaned out, filled with tap water. If you want to clean out the reservoir in a piston-filled pen, it has to be filled with something if you're using it in one of these machines. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything. And here I have the dreaded Con 40 from this Pilot Deluxe. Which I'm going to give a quick rinse. Yes, that's my dirty wastewater. Here is some clean water. I don't know why these converters are the way they are. The Con 40 is widely disliked, which I think is a deserved reputation. It's earned. You can see, still only partially filled. And I realize I'm sitting here struggling with this when I don't need to. I got these fun little needles. Blunt syringes that are used specifically to fill pens. And I can just use this to inject water to fill this converter up and just be done with this. And that now leaves us at an interesting phase. Whatever this thing is called. We're going to call it a snork because it kind of reminds me of that cartoon. I fill this with water. I'm going to stick it in here. This is the nib section for that Pilot pen. I'm just going to squeeze. And I'm not going to bother adjusting the camera. You can trust me or not. Make up your own mind. Don't believe strangers on the internet about anything. And that has made it through. I don't know what the feed is made of. You don't want to put certain older nibs, blah, 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 into a machine like this. So I'm going to call that done. I'm going to take my wastewater here, dump it into a larger vessel that I have specifically for that purpose. And I'm going to fill my machine up here. A big old jug of water. There's a graduation on this side of the metallic surface inside that I'm looking at, which I can hardly see. I'm going to fill it beyond that. I glanced at the directions and have completely forgotten what that said, but what I found is when using this machine, default is 3 minutes. You have a 5-minute option. You have an 8-minute option. You have whatever that says, a text is too small, 10-minute option. It's a bunch of stuff in here. I'm going to do multiple 5-minute cycles, and I'll bring you back. Do you hear it? Still buzzing away for the first 5-minute round. Check back in. And we're done with the first round. Water still looks clean. Nothing really coming off. I'm not going to bother changing it this time. I'm going to put it in for another 5 minutes. And we'll check back in. Final countdown. Things here are looking good. Going to unplug the machine. And start unloading it. So what I will typically do at this point is I'll back out all the converters like this that I have in there. I have a specific spot that I leave them to dry over on another desk. Components like this, I'll leave to dry. I have a couple of feeds in here, several Lamy nibs, two. There were two. Oh, there's the other one. I was going to say, did it eat one? And these I'll put in a specific spot over here, out of frame, to dry. And some of these components are very similar looking. These are 2 feeds for Lamy Safaris and AL-Stars. They do kind of different things. One is specifically the one that shipped with the pen. The other is one that shipped with custom nibs. And they're very difficult to tell apart, but they are distinctly different. So, got to keep those separated. Another converter. This is a Lamy converter. I'm just going to flush this once. This was not a well inked batch of wastewater. I did a pretty good job of cleaning everything out ahead of time. Makes my life a bit easier. My hands are so wet that I can't get a grip. You can see there's some ink that made it through the reservoir on this pen. I will flush this with clean water before putting aside to dry a bit before reuse. But with these piston-filled pens, they're kind of a pain in that they're not quite as easy to clean as a converter, where they can have a couple of spare converters and just toss them into a machine like this that I run every week thereabout. To really get in there, you got to have the tool to take them apart. Every pen might have a distinct version of that tool. And I never buy them until after I need them. It's not like going to the store and investing in a standardized set of socket wrenches. It is what it is. And then when you take it apart, you gotta make sure that the piston is lubed. Some of these pens will come with something that actually looks like a converter that's filled with oil. Give you an idea of what that looks like. This is what it looks like when it comes with the Junlai 630. And to be perfectly honest with you, I have no idea exactly what this is or where to get more of it. And the last time I ordered a piston-filled pen that came with this, I made sure to sock it away somewhere safe. Because when I do eventually disassemble those pens for a deeper cleaning than this, I'm going to need it. And plus you got to lube the pen every once in a while. This is my wastewater. I'm going to take my machine and dump it in there. And that's that. Clean pens, quick process, blah blah. This was like 40 bucks. I don't remember where I bought it. I don't even know why I picked this specific one. But you got to be careful. You want the metal lined ones. There's a bunch of fake ones out there that just vibrate and don't actually use ultrasonic, whatever. Do your homework. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.